Hello and welcome back to Ultimate Marble Racing. As we are approaching the end of the pre-season, we're here with race 10 out of 12 on O Raceway. Now this track is another track that was made by our own Boer, one of our very own racers. Both tracks today actually made by Boer. Boer seems to be a very active track creator, so we've seen quite a few of their races previously in this season, and they've all seemed to go pretty well. People seem to have enjoyed them, and we look forward to see some more of them in the future. So this is O Raceway. We'll have a quick look around the track before we get started. So, gentle start here, round 2 simple bends, into a bit of a long hairpin, down to another long hairpin, into a bit of an S-bend here that then curls around into this interesting sort of rocky, sandy area. Lots of rough edges to bounce off. So there's lots of opportunities here for people to lose speed or gain positions. Maybe even go off the track, who knows. Then round here, just gentle, smooth runs around here. Be all about what line you get down here as you come up to the ladder. Finish line just before the ladder, and then as always on these tracks, a big ladder back up to the start. And as we've seen in the previous tracks, ladder position is important. Getting onto that ladder and not bouncing back out of it is the key. And if you can secure a spot near the top on that ladder and others can't, it makes great time for you when you get onto the next lap. So I don't think we have any new races for our first race today. This will be a 12 lap race, so we will get the racers into their starting positions. So we still have our usual 25 racers with us here. And let's get this race underway. So the lights are all lighting up here. And it's green and they are off. So it looks like Barto and School of Thugs taking the lead here. Barto just managing to get the pace on School of Thugs. Bad bounce there, meaning Cheese is bouncing up into second. Stormy is off already. Stormy's had a bad bounce in the corner there with the group and has already gone off the track for our first DNF of the day. So around here it looks like Barto is going to go into this straight of sand first, followed by Cheese. Side Effects losing a lot of speed there, losing out on a couple of positions to Jake and School of Thugs. Then we have T-Dub, Shady, Magic and Shona, followed by Demon Lover with an interesting bounce there along the inside line. We've got Boer, Logan and Wood all fighting side by side. Stanky getting a bad bounce there. So did Buddha, meaning Skyline's going to come through. Meanwhile, over at the start, King Barto with a bad bounce there, meaning Cheese is going to rob that top spot. Cheese has got onto the ladder in first place on their own. King Barto getting the fastest lap, but unfortunately bouncing off the ladder. We have Cheese with us in the chat. I'm sure they're going to be very happy with that for the first lap. So competing for that second spot, we have Shady, School of Thugs, Barto, Side Effects, Demon Lover, Jake and T-Dub, all going to be racing off the ladder side by side. Then a big group just behind, we have Minnie, Wood, Logan, Shona, Boer, Magic, James, Stanky and Ryder. Then following that we have Kutsi, Buddo, Muffin, Space Egg and Skyline. And then at the back we have Mario. So as we speed this up, get these races up to the starting line again. Cheese saying it is only the first lap. I don't think I can hold on to that. Always got to have faith. Got to believe in yourself here. It is only the first lap. We are going on to lap 2. We are on to lap 2. So Cheese making a breakaway there. Shady taking the inside, taking that second spot. School of Thugs just behind. And Barto very close on the tail there. Then side effects Jake and Demon Lover. Also T-Dub and Logan all fighting for positions. As we come down onto the sandy straight. Cheese, Smooth there. Oh, and Nick has got themselves stuck. We missed that on the previous lap. Nick has got stuck in the sand. So Cheese with a very smooth run down there. Shady as well, looking smooth. Everyone with some smooth runs here, except Cutsy losing quite a bit of time. As we go up to our front runners, it looks like Shady has come through, fighting side by side with Cheese. Both of them get on neck and neck for that first spot. Barto with the bad bounce. Demon Lover getting on. Barto getting on. With side effects teed up and Jake. Then we have Minnie alongside James, Stanky, Bido and Shona. Then Logan, Skyline, Wood, Ryder, Mario and Magic. Then towards the back we have Muffin, Whir, Space Egg and finally Cutsy. As we make our way up for lap 3. So Shady taking the inside line there, much better speed. Cheese is going to have to make up some time here. Bad bounce by Shady. Cheese actually getting through the inside line, taking that top spot back. Jake in third, side effects in fourth, T-Dub in fifth. Minnie with a bad bounce there, losing quite a few positions. As the front runners are now coming down to the sandy straightaway. Both very clean through there. Shady getting loads of momentum for the overtake. Side effects and Jake side by side. A few bounces here for Ryder. Space Egg with a big bounce there, taking a few positions, and Cutsy actually getting a smooth run through there this time. Now back at the front, Shady bouncing. Cheese with the jump. Not letting Shady get away with that top spot. Shady actually jumps onto the ladder, meaning there is a gap before third on this ladder. So Cheese and Shady with a bit of distance up in first. Side effects Jake and T-Dub side by side. Then Bido, Demon Lover and Shona. Stanky, James, Space Egg and Mario Hunter. Cutsy, King Barto, Ryder, Magic and Wood. Then we have Skyline, Whir, Minnie and Logan. And Muffin is now at the back of the pack. So once again, Shady has the inside line off this drop. Carrying that speed through again. Shady does seem to be performing better on that first straightaway. But will Cheese be able to get that place back with a good bounce down here? So far, no. It looks like Shady's taking a better path around the track this time. Sticking to that racing line. As they go back into the sandy straight. Both of them with a smooth run. Again, Shady with a very good bounce there, but Cheese carrying speed around it with the outside lane. Jake getting a bad bounce in the distance, getting slowed down. See how everyone else performs down here. Everyone making it through smoothly. Minnie fighting with Muffin at the back. Now up in front, it looks like Shady's managed to jump on the ladder 2 spots ahead of Cheese. Cheese must have got a bad bounce backwards, losing some time. Barto actually quite far down the pack currently after having that fastest lap on the first lap. So it's now Shady up in first, Cheese in second with a bit of a gap between them. Then we have Side Effects and T-Dub side by side fighting for third. Then Shona and Bido fighting for the points. Then Jake, Space Egg and Cutsy coming through in this lap. Stanky and James just behind. Then Barto, Ryder, Skyline, Wood, Whir and Demon Lover. Magic, Minnie, Mario, Logan and Muffin. As Shady gets to the top of the ladder. Taking that inside route once again. Keeping it clean. Cheese coming down now as well, using the outside lane once again. Then Side Effects and T-Dub and Shona making gains over Bido. Cutsy also making gain over Space Egg and Jake. School of Thugs has fallen off at some point as well. That was missed, but School of Thugs has DNF'd from this race down over with Stormy. So Shady keeping it clean through the sandy straight. Cheese doing the same straight down the middle. T-Dub with a bit of a bump there, might lose a bit of time. Side Effects with a worse bump, losing loads of time, meaning Shona's going to come through and take that position. and collide with T-Dub. Side effects managing to block Budo off though. Cutsy losing a bit of time there, but getting bumped by Jake, Spacek and James, all fighting for position here. So we follow this group down to the straight, then we'll see what the leaders are doing on the ladder. So Cutsy coming through, bounce back, but managing to get on Jake, unfortunately not, which means a big group are going to catch up here. Barto missing out once again. Wood, Logan, Mini and Stanky side by side, and Muffin not quite making it on. So at the top, Shady making big gains here. 2 places on the ladder before Cheese as we are halfway through this race. Then we have Shona, T-Dub, Budo and Side Effects all fighting for that 3rd spot and the points, the crucial points. Then we have James, Spacek and Cutsy just outside of the points, but could still make some time back. Ryder, Jake, Skyline and Demon Lover together. Barto, Magic, Boer, Mario, Wood, Logan, Mini, Stanky and then Muffin. So we'll speed this up as Shady makes their way to the top for the 6th lap. Dropping onto the track. Get a bit of a zoom out here so we can see everyone entering that first area. T-Dub with not a lot of speed here. Shona and Budo fighting with each other. Budo getting a bounce there, trying to get up the inside of Shona, actually making it. T-Dub with a bad bounce, losing out to Cutsy. And Skyline with a bad bounce too. Shady going through the sand straight clean. Cheese not so clean this time, but still keeping momentum. Shona with a clean run through. Budo trying to get up the inside but not quite making it. Side Effects is now gaining on them because they were fighting for those positions. So everyone else coming down. Magic with a bad bounce there, getting overtaken by Stanky, losing out a couple of spots there. Demon Lover has Barto coming around the outside. So you head back over to the ladder area. It looks like Cutsy, Spacek and James getting on side by side. Then we have Jake, Ryder, T-Dub and Barto. Wood, Demon Lover and Stanky. Then a big group with Blur, Magic, Logan, Mario and Mini. Skyline and Muffin at the back. But what is going on at the top? Let's take a look. Side Effects. Shona and Budo still side by side. Cheese with the 2nd spot, but actually gaining a spot towards Shady. Shady is not so far ahead anymore. So still all to play for at the top. Cheese says they've been practicing since race 9. It shows it is clearly paying off this race. Wood clearly not happy with their position, but there is still a chance as we are on lap 7. So the top 5 with a bit of a gap between them here. Side Effects with a bad bounce might allow Cutsy to gain some distance. A big group of people in the middle just outside the points. It looks like Cheese is going to try and gain some time on Shady. Shady with some rough bounces here. Cheese could get through smooth and make some time. Not bad, but not the best bounce at the end there. Budo with a smooth entry there, slowing Shona down. Side Effects coming down, Cutsy coming down. Spacek with a bounce, but managing to get the outside lane. The outside run there seems to be the fastest. Demon Lover taking a bounce around. Logan blocking Mario. Skyline getting the overtake on Mario. And then Mini, Muffin and Boer is now at the back of the pack on their very own map. So, Shady, Cheese. It looks like Budo is now securing that 3rd spot there. Interesting. So everyone is on the ladder. We haven't lost anyone else, have we? It does not look like it. So we have Shady in first, closely followed by Cheese. Budo just behind, clearly making back some good time here. Side Effects and Shona side by side, competing for that 4th spot. Then just outside of the points we have James, Cutsy, Ryder and Space Egg. Then we have Jake, Wood, Demon Lover, T-Dub, Stanky, Logan, King Barto, Magic, Skyline, Mario, Mini, Muffin and Boer at the back. Cheese saying Budo could get 3rd, Barto won't be happy to hear that. That is true. Barto has been hoping to actually collect some points recently, and it has not been paying off, as Barto has slowly been dropping down the leaderboard. And if Budo stays in the points, that would be good news for them, but bad news for the top runners of the leaderboard, because this could potentially put Budo on the top spot, depending on the finishing placement. Shady gets slowed down here, I mean, Cheese can take that outside, but getting blocked out. Unfortunately, not quite making it, but that could have slowed them down enough for Budo to gain some time, which it does. Cheese taking the inside. We have a battle on our hands here, as all 3 of them are side by side into this last corner. Neck and neck bouncing around each other. Shady taking the top spot still. Oh, but all getting knocked together. It is now a fight for first as we go into the 9th lap. Side Effects with a gap behind. But it's going to be interesting between Shady, Budo and Cheese for this top spot. So as everyone else joins towards the bottom, it's Side Effects. Then we have Cutsy and James. Just outside of the points, Shona and Ryder side by side. Then we have Jake, Demon Lover, Space Egg, Stanky, Wood, Barto, T-Dub, Magic, Mario, Logan, Mini, Skyline and Boer. As we make our way to the top, it looks like Shady is also in the chat. Shady, of course, competing for first, alongside Cheese, who is also in the chat. Budo not in the chat today by the looks of things, as Budo gets pushed back into 3rd. Shady clearly bringing good luck into the chat as they get into 1st. Cheese getting knocked back, Budo taking that 2nd spot. Cheese now back into 3rd, and Side Effects trailing behind of it, with Cutsy making their way around with the 5th spot just in the points. As we watch the front runners going into the Sand Straight. Shady getting a good getaway there, small bounce. Will help them take the outside route in. Ooh, big bump by Cheese and Budo. Cheese actually slowing Budo down, but Budo getting the outside run there. Side Effects coming through with a bit more speed. So with those collisions, it means Shady has actually made a breakaway down here. If Shady can enter the ladder quickly. Yes, Shady does get on the ladder quickly. That is very good. That's going to make some time. Cheese comes down. It's a bad bounce backwards. Budo also bouncing, and Side Effects as well. Will Side Effects get on? No. So there is now a really big gap as Shady made a getaway while Budo and Cheese were fighting for position down the Sandy Straight. Side Effects just behind them. We have Shona and James side by side fighting for the points. Ryder, Cutsy and Space Egg. Then we have Demon Lover, Stanky, Jake and Barto, followed by T-Dub and Wood. Then we have Magic flying on there side by side with Mario. Then Logan, Skyline, Mini and Boer. And Muffin coming through at the back, clearly having a slow lap. Not a good lap for Muffin. Lots of time to make up there. With it being lap 10, it looks like it'll be bad news for Muffin. They are most likely going to finish outside the points here, unless they pull out something absolutely crazy. So Shady dropping down now for lap 10. But the eyes are on Budo and Cheese. Who's going to make this getaway here? Cheese with the inside lane, which always seems to be quicker here. Budo, not a great turn. Side Effects trying to gain on Budo, as it is an equal gap between these three. So Quarantined Cheese making some time away there. Budo and Side Effects getting closer and closer together. Let's see how Shady takes this straight here. Very smooth, and with the outside lane, that'll be a quick run down this straight. Quarantine as well with a quick run. Budo and Side Effects going the inside route, which is slightly slower because you have to bounce off that corner. So Cheese and Shady actually making some time away there, but Cheese getting some bad bounces on the next corners. Shona losing some time there, ricocheting side by side, and Ryder getting a bad bounce as well. Shona losing lots of positions as Demon Lover comes through to take a spot as well. Barto getting overtaken by Jake, and Wood coming through but getting blocked out. So back up at the front on the ladder. Shady still holding that top spot, but not so much of a gap anymore. Cheese and Budo just behind, and then Side Effects in 4th on the ladder. So as everyone powers on, let's see what's going on in the chat. So Shady been practicing on this track. That'll be why Shady is doing so well currently. So behind the front four, competing for the last point, is James, Spacek and Ryder. Then we have Kutsi and Demon Lover closely behind. Then Stanky and Jake. Then Barto, Wood and Shona side by side. Shona losing a bit of time in that lap. Then T-Dub, Mario, Magic, Skyline, Logan, Mini and Boer. And then Muffin still trailing behind. So we make our way back up to the top once again. Lap 11, 2 laps to go. So Cheese will most likely get the better run once again, and they do. So it's going to be a race between these three once again. What will happen? Shady looking a little bit slow through here, but they usually have a good run down the sand straight. Will they make it through clean? Yes, just a slight graze, but that's a perfect entry into that corner, keeping the speed. Bido coming through as Cheese is bouncing side to side, meaning Bido is going to take second, and Side Effects robs the next spot of third. Cheese being moved down to 4th. Then we have Ryder and James fighting side by side as Spacek gets a bad bounce there. Kutsi with a bad bounce, meaning Demon Lover is going to take that spot. And then Jake comes through fairly smooth to hit the back of Kutsi. Shona bouncing off the sides as well. Wood's going to take a spot there from Barto. But Stanky just in front of them as T-Dub comes down too. Now back up at the front. It looks like it's Shady on the top spot. Budo in 2nd, Side Effects 3rd, and Cheese now in 4th. As we are going on to our last lap of the race. Ryder and James competing for that 5th spot. Only one of them will be able to secure points here. But can Demon Lover or Space Egg steal those points from them? Then we have Kutsi, Stanky and Jake. They look like they have a bit of a gap on the point runners, so I don't think they'll be able to get into the points unless they make some big time back on this last lap. Then we have Wood, Shona, Barto and T-Dub. Then a big gap down towards Mario, Magic, Skyline, Logan, Boer, Mini and then Muffin at the bottom. So Shady is off the top of the ladder. Budo just behind, and Side Effects and Cheese. Shady with a bad bounce there, meaning Budo could make some time. Another bad bounce, but managing to actually get some speed up towards the sandy straight. As Shady makes their way down the sandy straight, very clean. Budo also clean. Gaining time on Shady, but will they be able to make the overtake? Side Effects of the bad bounce, meaning Cheese is going to come through. Budo losing time here. Shady with a bad bounce. Budo could actually make some time back here on the final corner. But no, losing time. Going to be just behind Shady as they come up to the finish line. Shady just taking it from Budo. Oof, we're just less than a second between them. Then we actually have Cheese managing to secure 3rd with a very small gap to Shady. Not Shady, Side Effects, sorry. So our 1st and 2nd very close, 3rd and 4th very close. 5th was actually taken by James. It looked like Demon Lover tried to make some time back to try and sneak into the points, but not quite making it, just missing out on the points. Then we have Space Egg, Ryder, Kutsi, Jake, Stanky, Barto, Wood, Shona, T-Dub, Skyline, Bwer, Magic, Logan, Mini Sprout, and at the back we have Muffin and Mario Hunter. Way off track. So it seems like Mario Hunter also went off on this. I'm pretty sure it happened on this final lap. So there are the positions for this race. Our winner being Shady, second place Buddo. This could do some big things for them on the leaderboard. Cheese in third, again some good points there. And Side Effects picking up some points and James securing 1 point from this race. So while we view the winner of this race, I will input the standings and the results, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes with the current standings of the leaderboard before we move on to our second race, which will be at, I will just need to remind myself, Aquamarine. That will be the next race. So I'll be back in 2 minutes with the results of this race. So the results are in. And it has made the top of the leaderboard very interesting. So after that first race, T-Dub and Buddo are now drawing for that first place position. And then we have a tie between Bwer, Wood and Side Effects at 12 points, closely followed by yet another tie between School of Thugs and Magic Monkey with 11 points. Then we have Shady with 10 points, Cheese with 9, Barto with 8, Logan, Stanky, Jake and James with 7, Mario with 5, Spacek and Stormy with 4, Muffin with 3, Nick and Minnie with 2, Skyline with 1 and the final 4 with 0. So it really is all to play for at the top. Every point in these last 2 races will make a difference. Anyone could take first here. So these top 10, in fact the top 14 are so closely packed together. Any of them have a chance of easily stealing a top 3 spot before the end of this season. Now our next race is going to be on Aquamarine. So I will get the next race set up and we'll be back with you once again in 2 minutes.